Right, what are you doing, filming an ad?
No, we just want you to watch that all the way through.
What is it?
Come on, press play.
Long time.
A high percentage of small businesses fail, so it's no surprise the Dragons drive a hard bargain given the risks they're taking. So will they want to take a chance with our next entrepreneur, Martin Wadsworth from Atherton near Manchester?
I mean, Atherton. Nobody around here calls it Atherton. I mean, he's a lovely fellow, that Evan David. Oh, this bit, where you're coming up the stairs, I had to film this twice. Because the first time I came up, I had the sample case in my left hand, and halfway up, I deliberately swapped it on my right hand. Because what you don't know is this is all just a set, right? It's not a real warehouse. It's at Pinewood, actually, where they filmed James Bond. And all the people that are going to be filmed that day, all go up the staircase, one after the other, and they film you coming up. And that is nothing to do with the studio where you're filming the actual programme. It's just a prop. You literally walk to the top of a set of stairs. If you go one step further, you're going to fall like 15 feet to the floor. So it's just a camera dolly at the top. And as I'm walking up, I had this idea to swap the case from my left hand to my right hand and see if they didn't miss it in the edit. Anyway, they did, and I had to do it again. I had to go back another day and do this bit again. But God, how fat was I then? It's not real money either, by the way. It's all paper. Yeah, they're smiling, but they haven't seen what I've gone into this. This demo was actually live. We actually had an electric boiler set up, and we had to get it working, full of water and pumped up in like 5 minutes. And because you go from one pitch to the next. And Steve, who was with us at the time, we actually worked like, honestly, we were like mad to get this thing to work in the space of 5 minutes. Then we had to throw a sheet over it, and then you come in and film it, and you walk in and off camera and start your pitch. So we were absolutely sweating. This thing was actually going to stay together and not blow off, because obviously just put it up together as fast as we possibly could. But we had this idea of putting a radiator on the wall and getting rid of it.
Where to start? My name is Martin Wadsworth. I'm looking for £150,000 for a 10% stake. The company is DiscreteHeat, and we've developed, designed, patented, and are currently manufacturing and selling a very innovative and energy-efficient form of room heating. The two main protagonists in the room space heating market are radiators and underfloor heating, and I'm sure you're familiar with both of those. The radiator market is £180 million in the UK. The downside with radiators is they are universally disliked by the homeowner, and they're not particularly energy efficient because of the way they convect the heat rather than radiate the heat. So,
into my stride by now. I've done this presentation, I don't know, 30, 40 times to customers. So, but I have to say, everyone says to you, like, what was it like? When did you meet them? Did you meet them before? Did you meet them afterwards? And no, you never get to see them before, and you never get to see them afterwards. I mean, even the ones that they invest in half the time, never actually meet them, because it's all sort of arm's length. And for the first, like, 5-10 minutes of this pitch was absolutely bricking it, because unlike some people that go on there with just a sort of harebrained idea, and there were a few on here that I thought, oh my God, they're going to get absolutely minced. We actually had a real business. We were employing people, we had a factory, we had all that. And although we weren't doing a lot of turnover, you know, there's a lot of, I've invested quite a bit of my own money, and a lot of people's jobs relying on it. So your nightmare is you go there and Theo Pathetis does his bloody trunky bit and pulls it to pieces or breaks it on national TV, and that's it, you're done, you know, you're kippered. So for about the first 5-10 minutes, I was really quite nervous. And then afterwards, after about 10 minutes, I got into my stride. And then you realise, actually, they don't know jack. Certainly about manufacturing or anything to do with heating at all, because some of the questions they asked me were absolutely so dumb. And fortunately for them, they edited them out, because I gave them a bit of a pasting over some of them, because they were absolutely ridiculous what they asked me. But anyway.
My proposition to you today is a central heating system that is as simple to install as a radiator, as responsive as a radiator. It feels like underfloor heating when it's on. It can be retrofitted into existing properties as well as fitted into new, and has been independently tested and proven to be more energy efficient than both radiators and underfloor. I'm not going to tell you about my product. I'm actually going to demonstrate it to you because it's actually here working now.
Terrifying.
The first thing I'll do.
Ready to buy your first place? You could get things rolling with a 5%
We've got the ads.
deposit if you check out a
They're going to be.
95%
They've got to go.
mortgage.
I guess it's so popular now that they can put ads on
Who's
it.
the radiator, as indeed. A great many people.
That was your duvet, by the way, that we
I'd
took
like you
down
to
there
actually
and landed
try
on.
it if you
Your
would.
Action Man duvet.
Oh, actually, man, I was 15 at the time.
Here, and it's working right now.
So this is one we had it full of water and electric
You've got some
boiler.
sort of heating system behind the skirting board.
No, it is the skirting board.
It is the skirting board.
The skirting board actually is the heating system.
Now this case is like Mary Poppins' handbag, because I was in there for about an hour and 15 minutes, and of course he edited it right down. And in that time, they can ask you all kinds of stuff. You know, where's your patents? What sort of orders have you got? Blah, 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 blah. So you have to basically come with a lot of boxes of stuff, which is off camera. And then if they ask you a question, you go, oh, yes, I'll show you that. And I haven't opened this case, and you pulled out your patents, and you pulled out this. And of course, they're off stage. So if you actually looked at all the things that I pulled out of this case over the course of this film, it was like pulling out Mary Poppins' handbag and hat stand and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it actually had bits and components in the bag and showed him how it all went together.
Heating system that disguises a radiator as a normal skirting board. Now, in exchange for 10% equity, he needs £150,000 to expand the business. James Caan wants to get down to numbers.
He was, out of all of them, he was probably the nice one to get on with. Peter Jones at the end, fair to him, he kind of bailed out pretty quickly because he said, I know nothing at all about it, liked the product. James Caan was really kind of struck by it. Duncan, I think you'll see if they've left it in, made a bit of himself trying to pull the product to pieces. So
what's the average size of a room?
4 by 4.
Okay, and the cost of putting tubing round a standard room and a radiator costs how much?
A standard radiator for 4 by 4 room is about £100 supply only.
Okay, and if I bought your product with the skirting board round a standard room, what's the difference in...
It's about £400 to £430.
Okay, so if people who are purchasing this product, it's 4 times more expensive
Yes.
than the conventional, why would they do that?
Well, 2 reasons. One is they don't particularly like the radiator on the wall in the first place.
I agree with that, yeah.
And secondly, it's a more practical alternative to underfloor heating, because taking up your floors
Sure.
is not practical in most applications. So we sort of price the product to fall between the two.
Okay, I actually think it's a great idea as a concept. Looks pretty neat to me.
Martin.
he was the only one who kind of got it, to be fair.
Martin's composure is holding under the pressure. But what's unique about his heating system? Deborah Meaden wants to know.
Oh.
You've hit me at quite a good moment, because I've just been through exactly this process of what type of heating do I put in the house. Is it protected?
Yes, we have patented the ovality. We've patented the clip which holds the connectors into the skirting themselves. The bottom piece is designed to come off, so if you're retrofitting laminate and carpet to an existing property, you can get right under, you don't have the timber beads. You can hide your audio, visual and speaker cables around the room without having to bury them under the carpet. The top gasket comes off for painting and decorating, so from the house builder's point of view,
I like this
they're not
product.
caulking the top of the skirting because it's already done for you, and obviously you don't have to be quite so
Genius thought of
precise
this.
as putting it into, and that's patented.
Martin,
Yes?
Martin, there you go.
sounds very simple, but there are drawbacks, aren't there?
Oh, God.
No?
Well, I'm waiting to hear what you think the drawbacks are.
Why don't you tell me?
Who are selling? Say nothing.
What I think the drawbacks are, mate. So you want me to talk about the problems with my product?
Yeah.
You've
Okay.
You've identified that you think there's drawbacks, and I would ask you to just tell me what you think they
Okay.
are.
If you tried to do this retro, it would cost a fortune.
Why?
Well, okay, if you can come into my house and take all the radiators off,
Yeah.
redecorate, repaint, re-wallpaper and fit this without a lot of cost, then come and do it.
Well, if you give me your address, I'll come round.
Okay, so let's talk about your turnover and profit in your company.
Okay.
Your first year, what was the turnover and profit?
£158,000 turnover.
Profit?
Net loss, 188,000.
Year two?
Well, we've done 6 months so
Which is
far,
right at the very
and
beginning,
we've done
wasn't it?
300,000. Forecasting a small profit of 8,000 at the end of year 2.
So, but today, you've made a huge loss on this company.
Yes.
How have you financed it?
I've funded it myself.
So how much have you put in this company so far?
About 400,000.
And they cut a load of this out because we went into it in so much detail because they got hung up on the fact that I'd put 400 grand of my own money into this business. And we got to the stage where I remember someone saying, you don't need it. Something like, you don't need my money or something. And I said, well, it doesn't say on the application form you have to be poor. Right. And they cut that bit out, obviously, because it was not well received.
It's a robust entrepreneur who stands up this well to a bout of verbal sparring with Duncan Bannatyne. But Peter Jones is troubled by the £400,000 Martin has already sunk into the business.
It's a manufacturing business, isn't it? I mean, you've got a manufacturing business and you've got 400 grand. I mean, it's nothing. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. These guys think you can just do it on a shoestring.
Who have you been to go and raise money to see this?
I haven't been to anybody to raise financial support. I have had plenty of offers.
So you've not spoken to anybody before, apart from now?
That's right, yes. Yeah. I've been using my own resources, and I will continue to use my own resources.
And have you come to a point that you feel that actually you've used up so much resources that I know what I'll do, I'll raise some money because I'm in trouble?
No, it's quite the opposite, actually. What I really want to do is I want to be able to find an investor who can get our product recognised at within the powers that be, if you like, and that will turn over the market in our favour. And as a small manufacturer competing against huge imported products, it's a difficult swim.
Well, I'm going to tell you where I am because I don't want to waste words, really.
Okay.
I know nothing about this marketplace, and I wouldn't really know where to go with it. So that's the reason why I'm going to declare myself out.
It's Martin's first setback.
So he bails out first of all, but there's another bit they're missing off there because he could actually go into it and say, you know, it's a really great product, I think you're going to be really successful with it, etc., etc. So he kind of like, they've truncated that down just for obviously editing purposes. But obviously he was quite complimentary about the company and the product, which is nice, but I wish they kept that in because obviously, but at the end of the day, it's a game show. It's all about, you know, creating drama and tension and all that sort of stuff. So they've just cut that down to the bare I'm out.
As Peter Jones walks away from the deal.
Oh, and then
Will Deborah Meaden see more potential for an investor?
I have to tell you, visually I don't like the product. And I can put that to one side because if it's a good investment and there is a use for it, I would invest in it. The biggest issue I've got is the cost of this.
Absolutely. So I said to her, what car do you drive? She said, I don't think what's that got to do with it. I said, well, I bet it's a Range Rover or similar. I said, well, why don't you drive a Mini? Because it's got 4 wheels and a steering wheel and it gets you from A to B. I said, because you want something that's more stylish and classy than a standard panel radiator on the wall. And anyway, she come up. I think they cut that
product.
bit. This next bit out.
I'm afraid I'm out.
Oh yeah. Oh, they've cut it. Yeah, they cut it out. She asked me this question, right, and it was so mind-numbingly stupid that it actually floored me for about 10 seconds till it got me thoughts back in thought process. You know, when somebody asks you a question, where you go, "What? I forgot," because she said, "What about the dust catching fire?" And just for about a split second, I thought, "Oh, yeah, the dust catching fire. What? Oh my God, never thought of that." Well, and then I thought, whoa, back up a minute. Let's think now. What's the ignition? Fahrenheit 451, but Ray Bradbury. Fahrenheit 451, that's 220 odd degrees centigrade. There's no chance that dust, which is basically human skin, is going to catch fire at, 60, 70 degrees, the temperature of a radiator? I thought, what a So he said, well, what would you do about that? I said, I'd get another cleaner.
Martin,
she wasn't happy about
here? I mean, you're obviously very passionate about this and you invented it.
Well, myself and my colleague did, yes.
What gave you the idea?
I've been in property development for 5 years, and wherever I put a radiator, it was always in the wrong position. I looked at underfloor heating and it was a complete nightmare. We tried storage heaters, we tried panel heaters. And then some plumber said to me, he said, why don't you try skirting radiators? So, well, that's a good idea. So I went back to basics, I took a piece of MDF skirting, I gave it to my colleague and I said...
I've edited that bit down a bit because I said, oh, that's a good idea, skirting radiators. Remember, he actually went and bought one, and it was one of those sort of Finrad things, you know, that's about 4 inches thick and 6 foot long, because basically it's a radiator that goes on the skirting board. And I just took one look at it and I went, that looks absolute so I'm not even putting that in property. Because I had in my head, because I'm background is manufacturing, when he said skirting radiator, I just instantly thought, wow, that's a great idea, a radiator that's actually looks like a skirting board. And I knew straight away it would be made of aluminium and it'd have pipes in it, blah, 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 blah. And what he brought was this, like, office trunking, basically, which I thought, I'm never going to put that in my apartments. I mean, I won't be able to sell them for a start, never mind rent them.
And I said, I want that with 2 pipes in it, in aluminium, and we can use it as a radiator. And the whole thing's kind of gone on from there.
You were a successful...
Yeah, so again, they truncated that down because I said we wanted it less than 20 mil thick because my architraves were 22 mil from memory. And he went away, Steve, God bless him, and he came back and he said, well, we've got a 15 mil pipe, you've got the aluminium, we've got the mounting bracket, it's going to be about 22, maybe 24 mil deep. I said, no. I said, it's got to be 20 mil or less so that it fits, looks like a skirting board and fits sub-flush to the architrave. And he said, and I remember this clear as a bell, he said, oh, well, I can't make it that thin unless I make it oval. And, yeah, and he laughed. And I said, wait a minute, why can't you make it oval? And he kind of goes, I don't know. I've never seen an O-ring seal on an oval pipe before. So, like, we took a punt, we actually designed the connectors, and we designed the aluminium, and we got a small batch made, and we made some prototype connectors which are oval. And you know what? It bloody sealed and worked first time out of the box. So, you know, we went from there, and obviously spent a fortune and actually tooling up proper connectors that did the job.
I did okay.
You did okay. Well, you found £400,000
Yes.
to invest in this business.
Yes.
You have no borrowings.
No.
You've got money in the bank.
Yes.
If I said to you, Martin, I've got a surefire winner of an idea, and I could do with you investing a couple of £100,000 in it, could you lay your hands on it?
If I had to, yes.
You could do?
Yes.
Then you don't need to be here, so I don't know why you're here.
They've shut that. Right, that's really annoying, that. This went on for about 5 minutes, and I knew exactly what he was doing. He was saying to me, I've got this surefire winner. Have you got £150,000? And I said to him, if I had another £150,000, Theo, I'd put it in my own business, right? So, no, I'm fine. Oh, no, it's a surefire. You're going to make loads of money, you're this, you're that. And what did I say to him? It was what? Millwall. That's right, because he was chairman of Millwall. So it's not Millwall Football Club, because it's not worth 150,000 quid, right? And he said, F off. He actually swore at me, F off. And he got really sad. And then the editor comes in and goes, cut, okay, we'll take a break there. And I stopped and I looked at him and I said, how do you think it's going? He went, oh, you're doing great, mate. This is him. It's the same bloke. And then he goes, well, if you don't, and then they go, right, okay, roll them. And he starts off.
If you don't need my investment, I'm out as well.
And he looked at me with that smug look on his face, and I could have punched him.
James
So
Caan
that's
seemed
3 down and
impressed by
2
the
left.
pitch at the outset. Will he be willing to back Martin with a £150,000 investment?
I really like the product.
Thank you.
I think it's very ingeniously designed as a concept. I think you're a very bright guy. You clearly know exactly what you're doing.
Good judge of characters, James. Good judge of character.
So I'm sitting here thinking that you've invested £400,000 of your own money. Now, if you can't make it work, I can't understand what am I going to do that's going to make a difference. So I think it's a shame, because if I could find a way of convincing myself you'll make money out of this, I would invest.
Okay.
Regrettably, I'm out.
Martin's last hope of securing the cash injection now rests with Duncan Bannatyne, and the two have already locked horns.
Oh, priceless, this.
Martin, to solve all the problems of the skirting board lets, why don't you just get 2 pieces of oval piping like this, stick them on the wall, and then the join and push the skirting board on top.
Look at my face here, I'm going
What
like,
sort of skirting board on top? Aluminium.
MDF.
MDF, oh yeah, he says MDF, he goes, make it out of MDF. Oh, I've dined out on this one a few times. People come up to me and said, I can't believe that cock said make it out of MDF. Yeah, make it out.
MDF would not radiate the heat, would it? It has to be a metal surface to actually radiate the heat. And who makes oval pipes apart from us?
You make oval pipes?
Well, you make oval pipes. So I've suggested, why don't you, who makes oval pipes, stick the oval pipes on the wall,
right,
and then put the skirting board on top of the pipes.
So now I've got
Why
to
attach them to this?
As soon as you join 2 substances together, that's where you get lost.
It's called physics.
So it's an
It's called
integral
physics,
part of the
Duncan.
radiating surface. And I think it'd be more complicated to install to put 2 pipes on the wall and then hope to clip a fascia on the front of it. I mean, it's an idea, but I won't be exploring
it. They genuinely, like, I think there's always a bit of friction between. I know it's a TV show at the end of the day, but you do get the impression that there's a few people looking over at him, especially when he said make it out of MDF. I think even Peter Jones went. I looked at him in a funny way, but I did genuinely cracked up at that point, which is it kind of broke the ice a bit, broke the tension.
Still exploring the business in this, Martin. Are you hoping I'm going to say I'm out?
I hope not. I think you can bring something to the party. I certainly hope you can.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bet you could.
That's because I'm the cleverest dragon, isn't it?
Quite possibly. As you're the only one left in, yes.
I'm clever enough to know that this is not a business proposition.
Really?
Okay.
Really, it's not a great investment. It doesn't work. And so for that reason, Martin, I'm out.
OK, I take it back. You're not the cleverest dragon. Yeah, right, cheers. I appreciate your time, mate.
Good luck.
Thank you, Jim.
A good-humoured exchange, perhaps, but Martin walked away without investment.
I'm not sure.
I've seen it. I don't generally watch it as a rule because it kind of like brings back like PTSD from watching it. But on the few that I've seen it, I've never actually seen anybody else shake hands with them at the end, especially if they don't get the money. But that's just me, innit? I've just been in business that long that you know, win or lose, you've still got to maintain your dignity and so you compose yourself. So I actually shook hands, and they were all very pleasant on the way out. And I went out, and the best thing was, I came downstairs, I thought, that was, because what I really wanted to happen was one of them to say, actually, £150,000, blah, 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 and then I was going to say, actually, I'm out, because that would have been absolutely priceless, wouldn't it, in terms of publicity. But the best thing was, I'm coming downstairs and I'm behind the stage, and you have to wait 10 minutes or so before you go back to the green room. And what happens is they don't let you go back to the room where the other contestants are. You basically shooed off, because what they don't want is people who are euphoric because they've got the investment coming back in the room, because straight away everyone goes, oh, they've already invested, they're not going to invest in me, even though it doesn't work like that. They might film 4 or 5 on a day, and then they'll edit them into a completely random sequence. They'll appear on different episodes, just completely random. And equally, if people go back and they've not got investment, people go, oh God, they must be in a really bad mood today, I'm not going to get the investment. So basically, you're scooted off. But as I'm waiting to be sort of let go out of it, Evan Davis shuffles over to me. Would this work in my house? Which is something that we hear every time we do a presentation to any of the big house builders. The technical director or the marketing director comes and goes, would this work in my house? Could this work in my conservatory? And you go, yeah. So
I'm not sure why they didn't invest.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Then, given the chance, I might ask them that question.
oh, right, okay, they do the second one. Oh, have you edited the 2 together so you can see before and after?
Yeah, they've done the 2 together, I think, yeah.
Well, another day for that one, eh?